In 2023 alone, over 45,000 crossed the English Channel in small boats, a staggering 60% increase from 2020. With each passing year, these numbers swell, placing immense pressure on the UK's immigration system. The government's response? Temporary accommodations in hotels, costing by taxpayers.
I'm not happy in the hotel, and I'm not happy in this whole situation about Home Office. Because Home Office, they send me message to grant me about accommodation and support, but they didn't give me enough support.
The financial strain on the UK taxpayer doesn't end with the initial reception of asylum seekers. Those awaiting a decision on their asylum claims are provided with temporary accommodation in hotels, an arrangement intended to be a short-term solution. However, the reality is often starkly different. While housed in these hotels, asylum seekers receive a weekly stipend of $49.
I can't move. I can't move. I will make protest. All the people here, I invite them to make protest.
Nobody go. We have rights here. Or this manager no have any letter with Home Office. We don't go anywhere.
In 2023, the UK government spent approximately $6 million per day on this temporary lodging, a figure that has ballooned in recent years as the number of asylum seekers has surged. To put this into perspective, the annual expenditure on hotel accommodations for asylum seekers has skyrocketed to nearly $2.2 billion.
This is where asylum seekers will sleep, 2 or 3 to a room, where they will be provided with 3 meals a day and snacks, the gym and sports facilities they can use to occupy their time.
The funds allocated for this temporary solution could otherwise be invested in public services, infrastructure, or community support programs. With no legal right to work while their claims are processed, many asylum seekers find themselves pushed into the shadows of the gig economy. Apps like Deliveroo and Uber Eats become a lifeline.
Migrants living in hotels, which are funded, of course, by you, the taxpayer, well, they're earning up to £1,500 a month by working illegally for delivery firms like Deliveroo or Just Eat.
Outside bustling restaurants, groups of 30 or more delivery riders, many of whom are asylum seekers, gather. Their faces often obscured by masks, not for fashion, but to avoid recognition and potential deportation.
Immigration.
Unable to legally sign up for these platforms, they often resort to renting accounts from legal account holders. This practice not only violates platform rules, but also sidesteps tax obligations and regulatory oversight.
Over 65 riders have been arrested in London this year. Of those arrests, 10 have been deported.
With this influx of riders, companies like Deliveroo and Uber Eats are under no pressure to maintain high delivery fees. What used to be a $4.50 delivery fee has now plummeted to $2.90. In a move that raises serious questions about governmental oversight and priorities, the UK government struck lucrative deals with major hotel chains to house asylum seekers. Precisely in the same year, the first waves of boats began arriving on British shores. This timing isn't just coincidental. It's a glaring signal of hasty and poorly conceived crisis management. These contracts, shrouded in secrecy and valued at millions of pounds, were signed without the usual transparency or accountability. The very same year asylum seekers began arriving en masse, the government funneled enormous sums into these agreements, effectively outsourcing a critical public issue to private enterprises with minimal oversight. The public deserves answers and a transparent examination of how these contracts were awarded and managed. It's time to bring this issue out of the shadows, ensure proper oversight, and develop sustainable solutions that respect all the taxpayers. To genuinely resolve the crisis, we must first tackle the immediate problem: stopping the boats from arriving on our shores. This means implementing stringent border controls and enhancing maritime surveillance. By increasing patrols and utilizing advanced technology, the UK can deter illegal crossings and intercept boats before they reach British waters. But border control alone isn't enough. It's time to end the extensive use of taxpayer money to house asylum seekers in expensive hotel accommodations. Instead, resources should be redirected towards robust border security and streamlined processing facilities that operate under strict budgetary oversight. This system not only drains taxpayer resources, but also creates a perverse incentive for more arrivals, as word spreads that the UK provides extensive support without stringent checks. Everyday citizens face rising costs and dwindling public funds.
Last month, the Consumer Price Index measure of inflation did come down, but it's still in double digits at 10.1%, driven largely by food prices. In food inflation running at a record 19.1% in March. Remember, this is just the average. Some staples have gone up much, much more.
It's time for reform. Demand transparency and protect taxpayer interests.